not understand this massive surge of the child-free influencer that is popping up all over social media right now.
I've been summoned again. I am child-free, so let me add to the discourse. It will always baffle me how all these fixed-minded individuals get so agitated because we decide as child-free people to create a space to connect with others that are living a similar lifestyle than us. Also, a lot of these child-free influencers that some of you are talking about have bravery and courage that obviously you lack in life. Also, I understand the importance of showing up so others can see there's a different possibility and a different type of path you can take and still be happy. What you're doing is no different than any moms out there creating their mom groups, or any person with a particular interest creating their own spaces to connect with people that align with them. Called preference, taste, and diversity, just in case you're wondering. I honestly think what really angers these individuals that are so fixed-minded is that they see you happy and thriving, and they don't like that. And even if you're aware of this or not, society indoctrinates all individuals to live similarly in a certain way to be deemed socially acceptable. And those steps usually are: you get educated, you get married, you find a man, right? Because it's always the burden on the woman to find that man to feel complete, which we know is part of the patriarchy. And then you have babies, and then you leave a legacy. And these are the steps that are put in front of you so you understand that in order to be socially acceptable, you have to do all these things to be deemed successful, to feel worthy of living, and to have validation from others. This society doesn't want you being a free thinker and doing your own thing and beating at your own drum. Any individual that is different, you will pay the consequences of that. For me, because I am child-free, I do see very clear how we get separated from our female friends when they become moms and we decide to be child-free. Rocket scientists to see how this society works. I have a lot of compassion for my friends who are moms, although I don't think a lot of my mom friends have the same compassion for people who are child-free. And this is the work we have to do as child-free individuals, partner with our mom friends, and vice versa. There's a lack of understanding between the two groups. And because I feel there's a lack of understanding, there's a lot of fear around our decisions and how we talk about certain subjects. And children are seen as social capital in a society. So you can be a crappy mom or a crappy dad, but if you have kids, you're still going to be seen as worthy, even more worthy than someone who doesn't have kids. And that messed up. People will have compassion for you and understanding for you because you're parents. It doesn't matter what type of parents you are, but just because you're parents, there's going to be a change, a shift in energy on that. We don't get that same treatment as child-free individuals because remember, this is pretty much structure for that to happen. You make decisions that are not aligned with society, you will get isolated. And this is, of course, a deeper conversation we have to have. And I have many thoughts on this, but just wanted to put it out there. So going back to this individual, obviously they feel there's a threat to their decisions because they see us thriving and having fun and showing people the real deal of living a child-free life. So for someone who is insecure in their decisions, or probably they made a decision based on a societal pressure, is a threat to their ego and their security. In the amount of conversations I've had with female friends that have asked me why I decided to be child-free, and when I explain to them, the first thought that comes to their mind is, oh, but I love my kids, I wouldn't never decide to do that. And that's awesome, but that just shows me there's some insecurity in their decisions, because if you're a person who is rooted and grounded and understand who you are and the decisions that you made, me explaining why I made this decision shouldn't be a threat to you. So I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about you. Hint, hint. I have many friends that love being moms, and you can see their heart. Like, you can see that their priority and their love is around their children, and that's like a beautiful thing to see. Children's are gifts. They're beautiful, but they're not for everyone. And me, as a child-free auntie, I feel we should be used more in society, because I can give a hand to that friend who is struggling or is having a lot of issues with their kids. However, a lot of us child-free people get isolated from our friends because they feel, because we're not moms, we don't understand them. And again, this is the misinformation in the dialogue we have to have as child-free people with our friends, our moms. All of us as individuals are here to live different lives. We're not living the same lives as my neighbor or my mom or my family or my friend. It doesn't mean that my life is less worthy. It's just a different. And I think it's important to understand differences and diversity of opinions. And although I'm very respectful in how people think and I like to hear different perspectives, I will never be able to continue a friendship with an individual that is so fixed-minded like that, because I've done that in the past and it has affected my mental health and my decision-making abilities, because at the end of the day, these people can become bullies to you. They're pressuring you to live like they want to live, but you don't want to. That being said, we need to create more spaces where other people that are living differently can openly talk about it. We need to have bigger conversations and deeper conversations on how we can bridge the gap between female friendships that don't have children and the ones that have children. How can we help each other? And also, the world is changing, and as we move forward, we need more people with diversity opinions in this online space. And even though I did not used to speak about child-free choices, I'm going to start using my platform to talk about something that is part of me. I love my life. I live a very fulfilled life, although I do struggle a lot talking about my child-free choices because it's a constant attack. And remember, I'm Latina, I'm Boricua, so it's so normal for us Latinos to have children, even if we're good or bad parents. You know what I'm trying to say, especially if you've done the work. That it's hard for a lot of us Latinas to speak out on being child-free. And honestly, the ones that do, you know, I admire you so much, and I feel like the courage you have is something that we all should aspire to. So keep up the good work, and that's it for me.